welcome back to the channel. I am Samantha and I am the Luxe Wife, and welcome back to another amazing video. Happy holidays. We are getting into the holiday spirit, as you see by the title today. If you are in your space where you want to go ahead and, you know what, it's time to elevate my space, we want to make it elegant, we want to add some touches of luxury to it, this is the video for you. This is it. And if you are like me, you still have a family and friends you want to be able to do things for the holidays, so that way if you want to save in areas, that way you are able to splurge in other areas. Baby, you already know, I got you, I got you. So let's get comfortable because I have it all for you. I have it all laid out for you. So if you are new here, you definitely want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and hit that like button because I know you will love today's video. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Let's go ahead and let's get into this Christmas, okay? Okay, so let's make this pretty simple and pretty easy so that way you know going forward, not only for this year, but the years to come, what your goal in mind needs to be every single time you're shopping, okay? So the goal is to buy something every year, okay? Not buy everything every year, but to buy something every year to add to your collection to like elevate your space. I am in the space of going ahead and getting my Christmas things out. Now, the most important thing is you want to go ahead and lay out everything that you have and see what you need or what you would love to have. If your color scheme has changed for this year versus last year, then that's fine. Get those added little pieces that you need. So in my case, only thing that particularly changed for me is like color palette. So every year I want to do a different color palette, and then that way as years come I can rotate the color palettes out. But in a nutshell, everything that I mostly want and need for Christmas, I already have. So guess what? Let's start with the basis of what you would need to make your Christmas experience, your family's experience, elevated and elegant. First things first, Christmas trees. You have to be able to identify the type of tree that you want to have for your space and that you can have for your space, okay? I love a very full Christmas tree. I love a full Christmas tree. So in order to get that full look on your Christmas tree, you gotta get in there and get dirty and fluff that tree, okay? Whether you have a simple green tree or if you have a phlox tree, you're gonna have to get in there and get your hands dirty. Now let me backtrack really quick because I am speaking to a specific people who love to purchase artificial trees. Now I enjoy purchasing an artificial tree because I can put it up next year and just bring it out the next year. Now there are a group of you that indeed love having a fresh Christmas tree. You like going to the lot and picking the tree, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think that is a wonderful family tradition. I think that's something to be enjoyed every single time you have that experience. So you necessarily do not have to worry about that. You can kind of shake the tree and get it to your desired liking for the most part. But for us who purchase artificial trees, you have to go ahead and fluff the tree and you have to get dirty. Sometimes it can take over an hour or two just getting it in there, just getting in there and fluffing the tree so that way it goes from this skinny look to this full look, okay? Now in some spaces you're not able to have a full tree. You have to have more of a skinny tree, okay? And for those spaces where you have to have a skinny tree, you have to be able to understand that, okay, it's not going to look as full as obviously a full tree, but in a nutshell, it's serving its purpose, okay? Now, I will go ahead and insert some shots so that way you will be able to see the difference between when you're having trees, especially multiple trees in your home. Now in our home, our previous home, we had multiple trees throughout our home. Our entryway was over 20 feet tall. So we had the luxury of being able to have a 10, 12 foot tree in our entryway. And then our living room were 10-foot ceilings. We had the luxury of having a 9-foot tree in our living room. They both served an incredible purpose and they served the purpose well. Now the difference between the tree tree in the entryway and the tree in the living room is because the entryway, of course, it is very tall. I wanted something a little bit slender versus something in the living room a little bit more fuller, because obviously I had to accommodate for less space in the entryway, but it still looks good. Okay, so just to throw in there, I will 100% have some options for you linked in the description box for some different trees, so that way if you haven't gotten down that road of navigating Christmas trees yet, you'll see some different options, some different price points of trees from the lower end to more expensive end. And sometimes just because it's more expensive don't mean it's always best, but it might be more fuller and you may get your bang for your buck. Now, for my artificial trees that do not have a scent, I am going to recommend you having these scent sickles, okay? I have about 3 of these, and basically you can get them from Walmart, maybe your local Home Goods, any home improvement store that has Christmas decor. And it looks like these little scent sticks, wax sticks, and they go directly into the tree, and you put multiple in there. You can hide them into the tree, but what they're going to do is they are going to illuminate that space with some scent, and it's going to smell so good. Now, this particular scent says it smells like Christmas. It's giving like apples, cinnamon. That's what it's giving me, but it smells so good. It smells so good for something inexpensive, under $5. And let's see, 6 come in the little thing, and it also comes with the hooks for you to hook them onto the tree. This is something you definitely need for your Christmas tree. Let's move over to wreaths. A lot of times when you're trying to get the right wreath, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably going to cost you. A really nice full wreath is going to cost a couple of dollars, and I'm gonna say on the higher end of $40, $50, $60 for a really nice size wreath. Now, you have multiple options, from having different textures of wreaths to having some pre-lit, some obviously not pre-lit, to some of them already having some type of ornaments on them, and some of them you can purchase plain, and you can spruce them up to your desire. Because I am already in the space of decorating the house, I'm just going to buy it already pre-lit and spruced up. I'm just going to be honest with you, because that's the easiest thing for me and for my space, because it's going to go outside on the front door anyway. So that's if you get that for an outdoor wreath. And then you have other smaller little wreaths that you can have inside of your home, from putting them over the fireplace to in your kitchen decor, and just other little areas and trinkets of your home where you're able to add wreaths. So keep in mind, you want your wreath to be elevated. You want it to be pre-lit. If you want some type of lighting on it, especially if it's outside, you want it to have some type of mixed materials. That way it could be different. It could be wreaths, it could be your ornaments on it. You can mix it with colors, so that way it's going to create an experience, especially if it's outside, before someone even enters your home. Okay, next let's go into some garland. Now, garland is just, it's just a chef's kiss to everything, because garland literally can be used everywhere. I know wreaths can be used everywhere, but garland can really be used everywhere. Okay, I love garland because garland can be used in so many different spaces. Okay, just like wreaths can be used everywhere, garland can be used everywhere, from tablescapes to your fire mantles to over mirrors to your kitchen counters. So it's just everywhere that garland can be used. I've seen people use it in their kitchen, on their cabinets at the top. It just looks so good. Okay, I have used garland on my fireplace. I have had a 2-story entryway, so I used the garland up my stairwell, and I'm in the process now of using garland as a tablescape, and I just think it's going to turn out so beautiful, and I know you guys are going to love it when you see it all comes together. And there are different type of garlands you can use around your home to elevate your space. Okay, so my particular garland is pre-lit. I love pre-lit garland because for any particular reason, if I need a little bit of extra lighting, I have it. Now, if you decide to go with garland that does not have lighting, then obviously you can use candles in the place, and when you use those candles, obviously they'll light up the space and it give you a little bit more lighting. It's gonna give you a different ambiance to the space, okay? And with garland, you can either leave it plain, and I've seen it look so beautiful, or you can add simple touches from the cherries to gold to a little bit of ribbon, and it looks incredibly gorgeous and incredibly beautiful, okay? So you don't have to do too much, especially with using garland, but if you use it in the right places, I promise you it'll look good, because honestly, I don't even think there's a space that you can use it in that it won't look good. I'm going to add some to my mirror. I'm going to add some to underneath my TV on my stand, and I know it's going to come out so well. So yes. Now, before we get into some of the simpler pieces that's going to elevate your Christmas decor, let's talk about some of the things that's going to be right there. Those attention to detail items you didn't think you needed, but you know you need, you just don't want to spend the money for it. Okay, so first things first, I have children, and I think what elevates a space, if you have a beautiful Christmas tree and you have a train going around the Christmas tree. A few years ago on Instagram, I posted us setting up our Christmas tree, and then we put a train around the tree, and it was just so beautiful. It was just a nice added touch to the tree. Now, you don't think too much into it until you actually have it, and if you have children, they actually love it. So that's kind of a good way to, not kind of, it is a great way to incorporate the children, what they love, into the space without having to feel like, one, you're doing too much, or two, you're doing too little. It's just that perfect added touch, okay? Being able to add like a nice simple train, now I'm gonna be honest with you, they can range from anywhere to maybe around the low end of $20 all the way on up to just over $100, just depending on the size and the quality that you want. Now, if you want something that's gonna last for years, obviously you know you're gonna have to spend a couple of dollars, but I'm gonna be honest with you, the one that we got at around the price range about $30 has definitely lasted us a very few years so far, and it's still going, okay? So you don't have to spend too much to get that nice added touch. I just think it's one of those things that's just like either you love it or you hate it, but as an added touch, even if you have a separate tree in your home and you don't want the train to obstruct the presents underneath the tree, you just want to be able to have something, put it there, put it there. But I know that's something you'll 100% love. Now, while I'm speaking on around the tree or underneath the tree, let's talk about wrapping paper and ribbon, because that is the most thing people see. They see the tree, but when they come into your home and they see beautiful wrapping paper, beautiful ribbing around the wrapping paper, it definitely says you thought about what you were doing prior to doing it. It says more than just you ran to your local Family Dollar and got a bag and some tissue paper or just some simple wrapping paper and wrapped your gifts. I love beautiful wrapping paper. It's just something about it that just speaks for me. And on top of that, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, come here. We're making our own ribbons. I don't want to hear Samantha, I don't know how to do it. I keep messing up. We're going to try until we get it, you know, semi-good and then great and then the best, okay? But we're making our own ribbons. We are not spending the money on the ribbons at the store, and I know you can buy the kit and it can come out just as beautiful, but when it comes from me, when it comes from your hands of making the ribbon and wrapping it so beautiful, it's just a nice simple added touch. And I'm gonna be honest with you, ribbon is far less expensive than buying the pre-made package packs. So buy the ribbon, learn how to make the bows, and I promise you, it will go a long way. Again, you don't have to spend much. The ribbon doesn't even have to be a lot. Like, this is a nice velvet touch ribbon that I picked up that I'm going to be using. And not only can you use this ribbon for wrapping, again, when it comes to styling your tree and adding things to your tree, you guys know you can add ribbon to the tree and it looks so good. So it's multi-purpose, okay? You can use it for a multitude of things. So we're making our own bows. That's what we're doing. So we're going to elevate that experience by making our own bows. The little round ones that looks like little stars. Yeah, it's time out for that. You said you clicked on this video because you said you wanted to elevate your holiday experience. So I'm giving you the opportunity to do so. Now is the time. Today is the time. Now is the time to start. But before I talk about decor, let me talk about two very things that I think you 100% are going to need and going to love. And of course, would just take up your decorating experience just a notch. I love any type of decorations that you can add to a space. Okay, so for example, lanterns are such an added bonus to a space. Now you can purchase lanterns already available and made, just as this one, with a wreath on the inside with a faux candle, as well as some decorations along the top. And of course the light just comes on at night by a battery, and you're simple to go. It's very simple and easy to utilize. I love seeing lanterns either like on the front porch or inside of a home, by a tree, on the stairs. I think it's just so many different elements that you could do with lanterns. And for an inexpensive route with lanterns, you can even buy a lantern with nothing in it, and you want to know what you can make it beautiful with. You can use ornaments. Whatever color scheme that you're deciding to use for your holiday decor this year, use ornaments of that color. So if it's blue, if it's red, if it's black, whatever it is, mix them with some golds and maybe some silvers or some whites inside, and you can put maybe like the battery powered lights in the inside, and it will look so good and so beautiful. That would be something definitely worth having, and definitely you don't have to spend the higher price point for a lantern that's already pre-made like that one. Something else is, I know we've all have seen like these super cute decor boxes that are already put together. Now I do love these because these are just so good. They are just so easily able to use. They come with a plug for you to just plug them in and they light up. I do have an additional one big, one smaller, so that way when they're sitting next to each other, it's just like this nice, beautiful look right next to each other, and I just think it looks so good. So if you have things in your home that you're already able to utilize, that you don't have to worry about, use them. As I stated before, our whole purpose is to add something every year, not buy everything every year, okay? And faux lights, any type of faux candles that you want to use in your space. I have talked about a multitude of candles on different occasions, different times, even just decorating your space. And even more so now during the holidays, using faux lighting is just so good. Put the battery in it and go, okay? Put the battery in it and just go. You don't have to worry about it. I'm definitely going to have a haul coming up of like just specific home decor that I have accumulated and I have purchased for you guys to see. So you definitely going to want to stick around for that. But some little things that you're going to need to add to your space that's going to make sense. Let's get into that really quick before I let you guys go. Now, first things first, when it comes to your tree and decorating your tree, I've stated before, you want to have some beautiful ribbon. Pick your color. Whatever your color scheme is. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys, I am doing red this year. I was gonna do green, but to be honest, green on a green tree just does not come off well. It comes off well on camera, like if you're recording it, but just looking at it, it blends because the tree is green, okay? And I love some velvet green, okay? So get you some beautiful ribbon. I've showed you guys my velvet ribbon. I also have this one, and I just think it's so pretty and so easily able to use. Again, I am going to be making my own bows. I am going to be putting it onto the tree, and I will be decorating the tree so it looks incredibly beautiful for you guys. On top of that, you cannot decorate a tree and make a tree beautiful without being able to use beautiful ornaments, okay? Now these are elegant ornaments. You see the pearls, you see everything on this ornament. So you're gonna want to make sure you are purchasing quality ornaments, okay? Now, you don't have to spend all of your money on making all of your ornaments beautiful. No, you just want to be able to add to the tree, and you want to be able to add like those statement ones that stick out, because you don't want all of them competing with each other, right? You don't want too much, you want just enough, and that's going to be so important and so key for the space. So being able to add those touches, especially of those beautiful ornaments onto your tree, is going to be so key, as well as adding ornaments that not everybody has, which is why I say buying things over time will always speak to me, because though these keys are so beautiful, I don't think I've seen anyone else with these beautiful keys. If you got them, go ahead on and comment and say, girl, I got them keys. You ain't the only one. But how many of us have them, okay? So you want to be able to add those little details, those little ornaments to the tree, and they just look so beautiful. And last but not least, you cannot skimp on the tree skirt. I gotta tell you now, you cannot skimp on a tree skirt, because the tree skirt, people are going to see, okay? Before you start adding that beautiful wrapping paper, remember, because we doing it ourselves, wrapping paper and the ribbon, they're going to see the tree skirt, and you're gonna have to pay for a tree skirt that looks beautiful. I have two tree skirts. The one is like this furry look, but this other one is white, and it also has like some pearls on it. And when I tell you this is gorgeous, you see that this is gorgeous. It has pearls all around. We're having a simply elevated and elegant Christmas, okay? What is luxury without being able to identify those simple luxuries, those inexpensive luxuries? This was under $20, and this is so good. Now, I can tell you now, I can't link this. I cannot link this. But what I can tell you is, when you see something, you go somewhere and you see one, you better buy it. You better buy it. Save yourself some time and save yourself money without trying to buy everything every year, okay? Don't go into sensory overload. You see so many videos and you want to do every single thing. No, most of which of everything I have has taken time to have. It's taken accumulation over years to be able to have things. And if I buy it right the first time, I won't have to buy it a second time, a third time, a fourth time, and so forth, okay? And lastly, I am going to let you guys go. As we go into the holidays, you want to get yourself a beautiful serving set, a beautiful plate set, okay? Even if it's just you and your munchkins, if it's just you and your little family, you just want to be able to create an experience and create a tradition with your family. We will always, when it comes to Christmas, we will always have an elevated experience, because that's our family thing to do. I want our children to be able to see that we sow into them with love. Yes, the Christmas gifts are nice, but the experience and the love behind it, the traditions behind it, something they can always look forward to, always look back on. They may not understand now, but when the time comes for them to understand, they will understand. They will over understand. But guys, that is it. We have officially made it to the end of today's video. I hope you learned a few things here and there. One thing for your Christmas trees, get you some timers. There are multiple timers on the market, and these are what our timers look like. One we utilize outside, and the other we utilize inside of our house for our Christmas tree, because sometimes we forget. But normally we go ahead and we set our timer for about 2 hours, between 2 and 3 hours. And we like to do between 7 and 10 for our lights and Christmas trees to automatically come on. And at 10 p.m. they automatically go off. And it's literally perfect. They come on, they go off by themselves, and you don't have to do the hard work. But if it's a family thing, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, our Christmas tree in our entryway, we utilized it. Our Christmas tree in our living room, we didn't utilize it because our kids enjoyed plugging in the Christmas tree. So that's that. That is it. I have enjoyed you guys today. I have a few different hauls coming up with like Christmas and things of that sort, so get ready to grind your gears and see some more stuff as we get closer to Christmas. Until then, until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.